much energy. Put in your booby rocks. Live your best life. Keep doing you. So much energy. Let's stick together with some high kicks. Wow, wow. What's up, Jeffrey? Welcome back to this episode of So Much Energy. It's me, your sister, Jenny McKinney.
Yeah, I see you. I see you.
All right, Jef Jones, what is up?
Not much, Jen. What's shaking over there?
Oh, man. Good times.
Good times.
Man, yeah. How's your week been so far?
Not too bad.
Yeah?
Yep. Finished painting that, the pour paint guitar. I finished painting on that.
Oh, yeah,
Cleared
yeah.
it. The clear is drying, and I got to pick up a solder gun. My soldering gun petered out.
Oh.
And so I'm just going to go buy another one. So I got to pick up another solder gun, finish that up. But it came out looking badass. Here, let me show you it real quick.
Okay.
Here, let me show you. I'll show you a before picture.
Okay.
This is what it looked like. Just your classic guitar.
Oh, wrong camera. Okay.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't tell what
Got like a
camera
little
I was
ombre,
using.
like from black around the edge to...
Yep, it's a little bit of brown and black.
Red,
But you
gold.
see that? See the white kind of all around the edge of
Yeah.
it? All that white? That's like an air bubble under the old clear.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So I had to take it all apart, sand all that off.
Whoa.
That wasn't too bad. It was fun to do. I had fun doing the whole process. It was a good time. There you go. There it is, sanded down now. You can see where all the clear came off it and everything. I got it all sanded down.
Yeah.
Then Aiden come over. Him and I painted it.
Aiden's our nephew.
Yep,
So-
Aiden was our nephew. He
Okay.
gave me a hand painting it. He also made a black light painting at the same time.
Whoa.
Then, so I finally got around to clearing the guitar itself, and this came out, Jen, phenomenal. It's purple, or
Rain.
it's amethyst purple, emerald green, and a little bit of gold in it.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, that's so good.
It does not do it justice, but
Yeah.
it came out super great. I'm excited about it. Like I said, I'll take another picture and show you once I would show it to you here on the camera, but it's hanging in the garage.
Yeah.
I just cleared it again today, so it's hanging. Next week I'll have it put together, and I'm psyched for that.
That's cool.
Definitely psyched about that.
Nice. Awesome. Oh, man.
But-
Hey, are you guys still on Lottery Club?
No, Lottery Club really didn't get back on its feet after the
Okay.
holidays.
Yeah.
A couple of the guys got kind of annoyed with each.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a
Work
couple
drama.
issues there.
Okay.
Yeah, work drama.
yeah.
One of the guys got annoyed with another guy
Oh.
because he was always, that's all he was talking about was Lottery Club.
Oh.
And it annoyed, so the one guy dropped out. And then it really wasn't a club with just three of us, so I just kind of said, I'm good. If he's good, I'm good. Kind of for the same reasons.
Yeah.
And so it just never really picked up after the holidays because we did split our take at the end of last year, which I think ended up being about $700.
Oh, okay.
So we split that 4 ways right before the holidays.
Oh, nice.
And then we were talked about getting it back up and running again after the new year, and then that did not happen.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yep.
Well, I wanted to share some fun little manifesting that's happened to me.
All right. What are you
So,
festing?
So 2 weeks ago, I journaled, like, specifically. So we have a gas company called Atmos, and our electricity's through a company called Bright Ridge. And I put it out there that Atmos or Bright Ridge is giving us a credit or a check, a refund check.
All right.
Okay, specifically, I put that out there.
Right.
One of them. So I'm not joking. 2 days later, I got an email from Bright Ridge Electricity saying, "Hey, Jennifer McKinney, here's a $200 credit."
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you manifest for a certain amount?
No,
Just
they are giving a credit. It could have been whatever.
$60.
Yep.
Right. Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
And then
$200 credit on the electric.
$200 credit, and I was like, yeah. And then we were playing these $50 scratch offs, $50, right?
Yeah, that's what we were doing in our scratch off club. That's exciting to do, is $50
it's
scratch
crazy,
offs.
right?
Yep.
Because you're like, oh man, like it's like $5 million you can win. I mean, I can't imagine just taking a penny or a quarter and just scratching something off and finding you win $5 million, right?
I know, right?
So, and there's a little guy in there. My guess is he's probably like 60 or 70. Probably works there as a bagger in the morning, and like, but he's shorter than me. And like every time I go in there, I just mess with this guy, little Larry buddy. And he keeps like, I keep telling him like, when I win, Larry, like you're getting part of this, you know. So they sell the new ticket, scratch it off. The manager came over and she's like, hey, that's a new ticket. Do you want to just scan it? Do you want me to just scan it to see if you won? And I was like, no. Like
not scratch it, just hit the barcode and scan it?
Yeah, that's what she wanted, because she wanted me to be screaming at the store, you know what I mean, when I win. And I was like, no, if I'm screaming, I need to be in my own house. So take it home, and then I take it home, and then when I won $100.
Nice.
Yeah, so we were 50.
Did you roll it over?
Yep, so I went back.
Got two 50s?
Yep, I did. Yeah, we did 2 more tickets.
Oh, I was just joking.
130.
All right.
And then after that, last week I went and bought another one, and it was the very last ticket in the machine for that one.
Oh, that's good fortune, some people say. The last ticket.
It didn't win.
No, really? Oh.
Oh, and then when I went to give in the $30 one, she's like, a guy won $500 on the last one. I was like,
dang it. Dang it.
Yeah, so I manifested that, like win more money. Shoot, there was something else. Oh, and then so I've been doing like this money manifesting audio, and then I made like a little money mantra from it.
Right.
And so I got all my little, fake money here, and then I have the little money mantra. I got a frame, but I got to put it in there. And so I've been saying that, and then I checked my credit union account. Like my direct deposit still goes to a Michigan credit union.
Right.
And I looked, and I just had like a little $8 credit in there from something that I was like, I don't even know what that's from. It's nothing. It's not like a refund or anything. It was just an $8 credit. And I was like, yeah.
You know what's funny is that's funny you say $8. Every month there's an $8.60 credit shows up in our account, and it's always the same name, and it's something memo. I can't think of the name of it right now, but when you look every month, it shows up right around the same day. It's about the 10th or so of each month, and it's just $8.60 or $8.20. It's one of those two. And neither of us, I assumed it was something Andrea knew, and she would just be like, oh, it's like the electric company just gives us the overage or whatever. No, I asked her twice, like already, like, you don't have no idea like what that's like. Are we overpaying on the kids' food account at school or like something like that? And she's like, no, I have no idea. I go, it's every month, this like right around the same time, right around the 10th.
Yeah.
And it's just $8, but we have no idea where it's coming from.
Weird. That's so weird.
It's been going on for like 2 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Weird. That's crazy.
I think about it, not like
maybe it's our Podbean money.
I don't know, but it's when you said $8, it got me thinking like we have an $8 credit. Like Jen's getting excited about one $8 credit in a credit union. I have it show up every month, and we don't even know where it's coming from.
That's funny. That's awesome. But the one money manifesting video that I did, she was like, hey, if you want to manifest more money like into bigger amounts, like keep a little ledger of like when you save money. So like, when you get your grocery receipt and it's like you've saved $5, like that's $5 that you have. So, and then just be grateful that you received that extra money. And then when you put gratitude out there, that's what allows more money to attract to you. So yeah, Jeffy, so that's some pretty cool manifesting things that have happened to me. Here's another thing I wanted to share too. So we have a buddy, I'll call it like one of Josh's work buddies. He had a terrible loss in his family. All right. And Josh took him some rocks. Okay? Josh calls them jock rocks. I call them booby rocks. Just took him some rocks, right? Took him like a little bag of rocks. Took him some black tourmaline. Black tourmaline will like dissipate all the negativity, and then you like cleanse it, and then allow like new space for new things. Okay.
Right. All right.
So he took the bag of rocks to this guy, and then this guy went up to Ohio. There was like it was like a work crisis up there, so they had to move some people up there, kind of get things back in order. And then the minute he got the rocks up there, like things started taking a turn for the better. Somehow they had more stock, which they didn't know. They were finding things. They were like getting ahead where they had been so far behind, and it was just going really bad. And so it was awesome because then, he was like, man, these rocks really work, And then Josh messaged me today and was saying how his buddy had messaged him and just said, man, I can't tell you like how many amazing things have happened since you've given me these rocks. Like the thing is, people think it's the rocks, but really it's like, it's the energy of the rocks, right? And it's you believing in the power of the change of it.
Right.
And so like you're looking for amazing things. So I think it's just like a conduit for you to see things differently.
Oh yeah. Like a lightning rod for it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I just thought that was so awesome. I think I've talked before about the little girl. So when I was in cosmetology school, the little girl, there was a girl in the school, and her niece had passed away. And so her daughter and her niece were best friends. And when her daughter went back to school, and then the little girl is not there because she passed away from the flu of all things, she came to me, the girl at school came to me and just said, hey, like my daughter can't sleep, can you get her some rocks? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I go pick her some rocks, put them in a little like cute little satchel for her, and then give them to her. And then she came up to me, she brought her daughter to the school, and she shared with me, she's like, Miss Jenny, I haven't slept in like 2 months. And she's like, it was the first time I was able to sleep. And like, she just was like, she was crying, and she's just telling me like how much she missed her cousin. And like, it broke my little heart, but like just having the rocks help her sleep. You know what I mean? So like, like a little bag of love and hope and like all the good juju. And
that's what it is, that too. And that's what, it's just the
yeah, there you go.
That's what it is too. It's just the little thing that really helps people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When people really need it. Mm-hmm. And if they're concentrating their efforts on believing in it as well.
Right. That's just it too, is like, you give somebody a gift. It didn't matter. It could have been a note or anything, but it's so awesome to just have this rock that has its own energetic properties. And then you put your, calibrate your energy to it, and then put your intention in there, and then give it as a gift. And oh gosh, it was just so great. But then, super side note, someone stole her rocks out of her gym bag, broke her little heart. So I had to give her some new rocks. And I was like, it's fine. That just means that you were done with those ones and you had to get new ones.
Right.
Yeah. God, who steals booby rocks?
I know.
You know what
What's
I mean?
wrong with people?
I took a
Are
whole.
you sure she didn't just lose them?
No, she said she had them in her gym bag, and she knew a little girl was eyeballing them. And
okay.
Yeah.
So someone knew she had them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic. Yeah.
Classic thief. Gross. Yeah. Right out of your gym bag.
Oh yeah.
So Jeffy, let's chat about how to attract more things. So like, even if you don't have booby rocks, or even if you do, there's different frequencies, kind of like just different radio stations that you can tune into, and then you're going to align with more things of that frequency.
Okay.
So do you know who Abraham Hicks is? Have you ever heard of her?
No.
Okay.
That's a lady, Abraham Hicks?
Yeah. So her name is Esther Hicks, but she actually channels spirit named Abraham. Okay. And so she named him Abraham Hicks because that's who she channels.
Right. Does he wear a top hat?
I don't know. I don't think so. But she does channeling, and so she'll give talks from Abraham, as Abraham, right?
Right.
And they're spiritual, and they just share like really good information. But she made an emotional guidance scale, which means from the very highest frequency to the very lowest frequency. And I'm just going to go through them. They're going to be kind of quick because there's 22.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just want to give you the list. I'm going to go from top to bottom. So from the highest frequency to the lowest.
All right. Shotgun them.
Okay. And then we're going to talk about like how to kind of come back from where you're at. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so here's the emotional scale as described by Abraham Hicks, okay? The first one is joy, appreciation, empowerment, and freedom and love. That's all one frequency.
That's all one?
It's all one.
Okay.
Like love, joy, appreciation.
Empowerment.
That's why I'm talking about like gratitude is the highest frequency.
Okay.
So if you think like, if we put that like at the 100.
Yep.
FM.
I hear you.
Okay. Number 2, passion. 3, enthusiasm, eagerness, and happiness. So it's interesting because even happiness is not even the highest frequency.
Right.
Right?
Right. Joy, empowerment.
Yeah.
All of that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Okay. Number 4 is positive expectation and belief.
Okay.
Okay. So even there, like with the buddy at work, he was at that number 4 frequency. Right? Just because he was in that belief of these work.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5
Bliss.
is optimism. 6 is hopefulness. 7 is contentment. 8 is boredom. Okay. So I want you to remember that. That one is number 8. Okay. Not even in the halfway mark. Okay. Boredom. Okay. Number 9, pessimism. So you can kind of see like where we're going downhill from here.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Quick.
Okay. Number 10, frustration, irritation, impatience. Number
That's
11.
All one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about it, they're all like pretty even now.
On the same keel right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 11, overwhelmed, feeling overwhelmed.
All right.
Number 12, disappointment. 13, doubt. 14, worry. Now it's going to get ugly. 15, blame. 16, discouragement. 17, anger. 18, revenge. 19, hate and rage. And we still have 3 more.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 20 is jealousy.
That's way down there.
That is almost
right.
at the bottom. Okay.
Right.
Number 21, insecurity, guilt, and unworthiness. Ooh. Number 22. So, I just got chills. This is the lowest frequency on the scale. Okay. So this is the very bottom. Fear, grief, desperation, despair, and powerlessness. So that they have that listed as the very bottom frequency. Okay. So the reason why I want to share this today is because what I wanted to share from this list is out of these 22 things. So let's say if you were like, look, something's got to change, right? All you have to do is treat this like a ladder and just come up a few steps.
Right.
And so that's why I was saying, like, so let's say you are raging. Okay. And I'm not talking about like road rage. I'm just talking about like you are super mad at somebody at work or at the grocery store or in your life, kids screaming in the car, whatever. And you are at hate and rage and you're like, whoa, this is scary. I need to fix this. Like if you can just come up a few. Oh, go ahead.
I just think, all right, honestly, if you were at that phase of hate and rage, I don't think you're going to be in the right mindset to reason with yourself to even want to bring yourself up a few rungs. You know what I'm saying? That's a very strong emotion to
it's
just
very
all of a
strong.
sudden.
But
like
the thing is, all of them are very strong in the sense of a frequency. So the higher frequency, you're going to keep
like
attracting.
What's 2 rungs up from hate and rage?
Anger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like,
if you can manage to dial it back just to the anger part, but I mean...
Well, that's the thing. Take a few breaths. Like, if you're...
Right.
So, because if you need... Like, even come up one, it's revenge. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to get you, which takes you out of yourself, and I'm going to get you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying, like, get out of that
I know
space.
What you're saying.
And it's really because the more that you... The more emotion attached to how you are, which is all of these feelings, you're going to attract more of it. So when you're raging, everything else is going to keep going wrong because you are raging.
Right.
Like, you're going to make things 100 times worse because you are mad. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we think about even just blame, like, let's say you're you're in a spot, like you are a victim and you are just blaming everybody else, right? Okay, so blame is 15. So if you can get out of that headspace and just get up to like doubt or worry, right? That's a few steps up. Okay, or even go to boredom. So boredom is like that middle layer that where everything else under that, it just starts getting bad, right?
Yeah.
So if you're like, oh, I'm bored, it's okay because you're still at like level 8.
Yeah, but it seems to me a lot of boredom, a lot of those other things stem from boredom. You know what I mean?
Well, I think boredom, it depends on what you do with your boredom that gets you into trouble.
I'm just saying, if you do nothing,
yeah,
that's where everything else, I believe, falls.
But I think too, it can go either way. So if you're bored, you can either like go find your passion or do something joyful, like you were talking about, even when we were talking about sad, right? Like seasonal affliction. Is it affliction disorder? Seasonal.
I believe, yes. I believe it was seasonal affliction.
It was just called sad, right? Because that's literally it. Like lack of sunlight, lack of vitamin D, lack of doing anything because you got cabin fever, right?
Yeah.
And so when you get bored, but maybe you love to read, right? Like you can go read because now you're passionate and then you've raised your vibration up to passion. So I just wanted to share like how to change your frequency in putting more out there. We put stuff out there all the time and we're attracting stuff to us all the time, good or bad, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you can call it what you want. That doesn't necessarily mean it is good or bad, you know? So it is. And so if I'm at a level, like if I'm in 1 to 3 all the time, of course I'm just going to keep attracting and attracting and attracting more and more and more good things, right?
Right.
And so I'm not saying like go be happy all the time. I just want to share this as a tool for you to say like, oh man, like how do I just snap out of it? Because I can remember like being at work and I'd go in the bathroom and I'm like, I need to snap out of this. And so just having a tool that you can go, hey, let me do that. And what I found is like, get a memory. Go have a feeling. Like if you need 2 minutes in the bathroom, go sit there and be thankful like that you have a bathroom to go to, that we have running water, that you have a job, that you have a car you just drove with or a bike or, you know, a house to go home to or whatever you're doing.
And really just sitting there, even taking those few seconds and just, like you said, reliving a memory or even like put on a song on your phone. Like for me, a lot of things, music sets a lot of tone and mood with me. You know what I mean?
I was talking to Paulette. You know Paulette?
Yeah, I like her. She's all right. I like her. She's goofy.
Yeah. So Paulette's our aunt. She's one of our little buddy aunts. She's great. So I was talking to her just about music, and she's like, you know, Jen, every time I hear music, like I have to move.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, that's exactly it. And so today I was even doing a meditation and just like listening to the music, and I was like doing a moving meditation in my mind with it.
Oh yeah.
So I just wanted to share that there are people that like, even if you have to move, like go do something. Like if you're in a rage, go punch a pillow or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To get it out.
It's just getting it out there.
Yeah.
It could even be, I mean, and again, that's where a lot of aromatherapy comes into play, because that's a lot of it. You can change a mood with just a scent. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's where I think a lot of aromatherapy comes in, is like, that's where my carries like a vial of lavender and goofy things. I don't want to say goofy things, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just different.
But you pull it out and you just get a few whiffs and it'll either but with a lot of it, it'll change your mood. I think patchouli has always done that to me. And I'm not a fan of like wearing patchouli or anything like that, but patchouli has that smell, kind of like licorice, black licorice to me, that when you smell it, I like those smells. They're like the smell of a skunk.
Right.
You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but those are the kind of smells that like, they're so gross that I like them, but they make me smile.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I hate to say it, but if I'm driving down the road and all of a sudden you get that big whiff of a skunk, like, you know, one's in the area, or I walk outside and let the dogs out, I smile. I don't know why. I just, the smell of skunk makes me do that. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it's so smelly.
Well, it's awesome that you mentioned that too, because it's really about like using your senses. So anything that you can use your senses to like, because it goes right to your brain.
Yep.
And that's how we take information.
Instantly.
So that's what I'm saying. Like we were talking about, like grab a memory. I call it a remembery because you remember it.
Right. And I will say too, those are a little, I mean, some people, you know, will adapt to food. If you want to, you know, we'll use food to change your mood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I generally tend to go towards a music. I think scents, you know what I mean? Food, I think you could be a dangerous crutch to keep falling back to.
Yeah, but at the same time, like if you're down at the bottom into the like powerlessness and despair and grief, like, but you can go into a bakery and like smell it.
Yeah, and I guess I wasn't thinking like in that sense. I was thinking if you were still on the cusp of boredom.
Oh, gotcha.
Like don't eat out of boredom.
Eat your feelings.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you
if you want to
splurge,
but you can splurge. And like if you're, you know, and I hate to say it, the other day I wasn't even bored or bummed out, but you know what? I really needed a pick me up, and I went to A&W and got the blended root beer float.
Oh,
because that's just the only thing I could think of.
Is it Black Cow?
Yeah, they don't call it that anymore. They call it a blended float.
No.
Yeah, they won't call it that anymore because that's what I asked for. I go, do you guys? Because I didn't, you know, I go, do you guys still carry that, like the Black Cow? And they're like, oh, we don't call it that anymore. It's the blended float. I go, all right, as long as you still have it.
Anyways, it's a root beer float that they mix up like
it's a root beer float, and then they blend it kind of like a shake, but it's a little thinner. But oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's like a carbonated root beer shake. It's so good. But that, you know what I mean? And I just needed that because I know I felt like inside, like I need something. Like what's something that like I could go for right now?
Right.
Oh, root beer float. Yep. And I went and got it, and it did. Made my day.
You know what though? I feel like it's nostalgic though. You know what I mean? Because like that always reminds me of like going to A&W with Papa and Granny. You know what I mean? Like same thing with Dairy Queen. I cannot go to a Dairy Queen without thinking of Papa and Granny. Like the old yellow lights on the outside and like, but it's the vanilla ice cream. It's like, oh man. And so I don't know. I feel like it's probably nostalgic. It helps with, you know, and I feel like it's just a hug for your insides. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, it's like I said, it's just, you can go to that step, not out of boredom, but it can be a pick me up for sure.
Right.
At least to, you know, kick you up a notch or two as opposed to not doing anything and falling down a notch or two.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I know. I thought this list was very interesting because I guess I've never thought about, you know, putting all these emotions out there in a list to feel like, because never would I ever think grief would be at the very, very bottom. You know what I mean?
I would have assumed that would almost have been the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I feel like when you're in grief, you know, it's just so hit or miss. You know, it's just,
and grief is an emotion that is super hard to pull yourself out of.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is time. You know what I mean? When you know, if you're lost of a family member or a friend or anything like that, a lot of that is time.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, even guilt grief, just looking at this list, there are so many stages of grief that are already in this list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, dang, but when you get down to the bottom and like you're fearful, you know, how do you go on, or how are things going to change, or what's it going to look like now, or
what's next? What do I do now?
Any of that. But even just looking at this list, if you move up one level to guilt, you know, I'm not saying feel guilty, I'm not saying that, but like if you feel guilt, at least you're one step higher, you know. And there's not anything good or bad again with this list. Like good and bad is that's what you think it is, you know. It is. And so here's 22 things of a list that I just wanted to share that, you know, you can say like, dang, what like how do I get out of this funk? Like sometimes you just get in a funk, but then I'm like, but
if you look at it as a list though, if you look at it like a ladder, you only need to get yourself up a few rungs.
Right.
You know, baby
That's what
steps,
I'm saying, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
A few rungs. That's all you need to go. You don't have to go the full distance. You ain't trying to get from, you know, level 16 all the way up to the top, you know what I mean? Or I guess down to the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just need to get a few rungs.
I know. Steps. Yeah, baby steps. And give yourself space. You know what I mean? Like, because look at you, you're doing it. You're just like, first step is awareness of like, whoa, something's got to be different. I got to do something different.
Right.
So this is just a tool to help if you're looking for something different.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, man, good stuff. All right, Jeffrey, well, thanks for being here. Stay tuned to next week when we'll have another topic.
That's right, Jen, we will.
We will. Yeah. All right, and go out there and keep being awesome. Let me know. Hey, if you have some awesome manifesting stories or you made something happen like that's amazing or you just want to reach out, please email us at feelthegenergy@gmail.com.
Yep, or if they have anything that they need pour painted.
Yeah, pour painted. P-O-U-R, not P-O-U-R.
Wait, what? You just said P-O-U-R, not P-O-U-R.
Oh, P-O-U-R, not P-O-O-R.
Right. Right. Pure. And not P-U-R-E.
Yeah, not...
Pure painted. Oh, I do pure painting.
Pure moods with pure painting. Oh, man. All right, Jeffrey, I'll see you next week.
Yep, rock and roll.
Okay. Oh.